welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, here in front of the chat wiki, the Storm Commander of, the Maelstrom. Where we continue, not continue, start another beast tribe. Your hearing must be exceptional, Desiree. You did not overhear the link pro report? Then, why? Well, no matter. You're here now, and you could certainly use your aid. I have just received word that raiders have sunk a civilian vessel in the Strait of Malta. One of our warships is en route as we speak, though I fear there will be little left for them to find. I am uncomfortably familiar with the tales of pirate looting and even commandeering their targets, but to sink the ship entirely? An excessively brutal act even for a buccaneer. No, I'd wager cold hard coin that those fry-stamped fishbacks are behind this. Them and their serpent weaver lackeys. The Sahagin have much to answer for. Vengeance will be forthcoming, but let us first focus on rescuing what poor souls we may. While the warship scours the waters, I would have you head to Eastern Anacea and look for any survivors washed up on the sands of Bloodshore. One of my soldiers, Private Wilfark, has been deployed to coordinate the search. Speak with him when you arrive. He will direct your efforts to where they are needed most. May Limlane guide your steps. I can barely breathe. Have you seen my little Robin? I was certain I held him tightly as we fell into the water. So very tightly. You're one Commander Ricky said to expect, huh? I'm Wilfark, private in the Commander's foreign levy. As you can see, there ain't much for me to coordinate. The Fishbacks made a good mess of that ship. Seems barely a handful of the poor buggers what was sailing on it made it ashore alive. Where am I? Where's Robin? Where's my son? Now you just calm yourself, good wife. We'll have your boy back in your arms before we can spit up another lungful of seawater. The tide's been merciful to a fortunate few like the good wife here, and carried them all the way to the beach. Here, you'll be needing some of the medicine supplies for the bleeding and the injured. Take a walk along the coast now and help them as it ain't beyond helping. Made it? One moment we were sailing along, happy as you please. The next I was struggling to keep me head above the waves. Can barely breathe. Thank you. Thank you. Which of the seven heavens is this? Bloodshore? Ah. My shoulder burns. Don't take me arm, I'm begging you. Yeah, have a potion. I can feel my fingers again, those gutless fishbacks. They were over the rail and swinging before I could stammer out a prayer to the navigator. A wave slammed me into the rocks. They cut me up some, I think. Is it bad? A potion should help. My thanks. I feel much stronger now. All I remember is an impact like bloody thunder and the deck lurching beneath my feet. Then they came aboard. You saved some lives with Stelas. It is a terrible thing what happened, but you take what solace you can in the little victories. Not that any amount of solace will have me forgiving those blasted fishbacks. You expect attacks on the Navy, that's what we signed up for, but sinking a civilian ship with women and children aboard? The Sahagin have ice water for blood, I tell you. No, not my little Robin. My condolences, good wife. I know how hard this must... Leviathan, scaly ass. Sahagin? Here? What, you didn't get your fill of slaughter out of this rate? If you want to finish the job you started, then you best start with me. Mom! Robin? My darling Robin! Mom, there you are! Oh, my dear Robin, you're safe. Thank the 12 above. And they leave again, having brought the boy here. Well, that's alive. What manner of fishback trickery is this? My precious boy, I thought him lost to the sea. I shall praise the mercy of the navigator morn and eve for the rest of my days. Why would the fishback save a child of an enemy? It makes not a lick of sense. Those heartless bottom feeders are up to something. Something devious. I'm fine, if a bit wet. I thought I would sink right to the bottom of the sea, but then some nice fishermen came and saved me. They were not like the scary ones that came after our ship, but the stories say that all the fishmen are nasty. Isn't that odd? Might I ask you a favor? I found this necklace at the bottom of a little boat the nice fishermen used to carry me to the shore. I'm certain this must be one of theirs. I take it back to them myself, but I don't think my mom would like that. Could you maybe return it for me? The last I saw, they were swimming toward West Sunlandsea. That must be where they live. I wonder if their houses are made of seaweed. Okay. A shark tooth necklace, huh? Now, we need to go through South-Tide Gate. And then just a bit outside there is this little area where we need to go. What's the meaning of this trespass? I should skewer you where you stand, finless one. I was asked to return this here. You carry the necklace of Clutchfather North? How is it that you possess this cherished treasure? You come at the behest of a child he saved. Such unusual manners for a shore walker. Shh, you may pass. Seek out Clutchfather North and be sure to keep your tone respectful. He is the elder of our clan. Where is it to see a shore walker in our midst? I am North, Clutchfather of his clan of spawnlings. The finless child bid you return my necklace. Did he? No, I had no special reason for saving the boy, only that for the Sahagin, as it is for you shorewalkers, offspring I consider the most precious of treasures. All that reside here are bound by ties of blood, all of the children of a clutch father. Only slightly less precious to me than my spawn is the trinket you bring. It was a gift, a commendation from our beloved matriarch. I thank you for returning it to me. We have a saying, the favor of one is repaid by the gratitude of a clutch. I welcome you to our home. Perhaps a modest banquet is in order. I do not know, however, if our spread will agree with your shorewalker stomach. You witnessed the aftermath of the attack in the Strait of Malta? Yes, it was indeed perpetrated by Sahagin. The individuals responsible are called the Coral Tridents. They reside in the Sapsa spawning grounds and are known among our people as a volatile and fanatical faction. We had hoped to prevent them from ever reaching that vessel, but alas, the current was not in our favor. Foolishness. Their actions only invite further violence through retaliation. And what of North and his clutch, you ask? We live apart from the spawning grounds and pursue a separate agenda. I do not claim to understand the structure of your civilization, but for us Sahagin, each clan of clutchmates is led by a single clutch father. The Indigo Matriarch, what you might call our queen, bestows each clutch of her axe upon only the bravest and most seasoned warriors. It is then a clutch father's duty to raise and instruct his charges in the ways of our people. But for this cycle to continue, the matriarch must have a secure environment in which to bear her offspring. That is why we chose to make this land our home. It is unfortunate then that the substar spawning grounds have become the locus of such conflict. If only more shorewalkers were like you and spent a moment to understand our situation. Clutchfather, I need your counsel. What have I taught you, Seth? As Sahagin does not flail and splash about so, he rolls with the waves and rides the currents. Forgive me, Clutchfather, it's Pew, our sixth youngest brother. What of him? He has left the nursery without permission. He spoke of talking sense into the Coral Tridents. His brain is as soft as a spawning scales. And this is a time when I cannot afford to take my eyes off the rest of a clutch. But where I stand towards the other is not yet clear, Shorewalker. I would ask a boon of you. Save my foolish son. Zephyr will have more to say on the subject, I'm sure. You have no scales, and yet the Clotfather seems to trust you. I shall do the same. As you just heard, my brother Pew has taken it upon himself to educate the Coral Tridents. He is one of more impetuous spawn brothers, and yet young. He does not realize the peril he puts himself in. The Tridents will not listen to Pew's reasoning. They will laugh as they impale him on their spears. Please, bring Pew back safely to the nursery. By now we must be some distance across land base, closer to North Tide Gate. Okay, let's rescue a foolish little Sahagin. This concerns you not, Shorewalker. Away with you, finless one. Rescued by a shorewalker, but I am to tell the Clotfather now. Spawn brother Seth bid you to come to my aid. Shh, I do not understand these coral trident warriors. I scarce opened my maw before they proceeded to beat me bloody. The Clutchfather always says that the currents of discussion carry us to enlightenment, but it seems that the words of a spawnling count for little and less. I simply wanted to put into practice what my clutchmates and I have been taught. Now I surely face a punishment in addition to my beating. Welcome back, Shorewalker. You are kind to endanger yourself, though you owe us no such loyalty. Pew will be appropriately disciplined for his reckless actions. Now, more than ever, the Sahagin must act with caution and wisdom. Many of our people reside peacefully within our city in the Indigo Deep, but our civilization faces a steady and treacherous decline. We must venture onto land to secure spawning grounds, to lay our eggs, and build nurseries to raise our young. It's an essential element of our breeding cycle, an instinct too powerful to ignore. Our traditional spawning grounds were, however, annihilated in the calamity. Was very forced to seize this new location, the region the Finless once called Western Lanashia. It's not surprising that the Shorewalkers view our sudden aggressive expansion as not more than an invasion. But this seemingly unprovoked attack on their territory is, in truth, a desperate struggle for survival. Without this land, without a place to rear offspring, the Sahagin race is doomed. We are in no position to wage war against Shorewalkers. We must attempt a parley and learn to exist side by side. The Coral Tridents, as you have no doubt realized, do not comprehend the merits of a diplomatic approach. They seek only to control the weak of mind, those like their brutal serpent weavers, and slaughter all others who oppose them. Psst. Do not mistake me as a traitor to my kind. I hold no law for finless ones. I shed no salty tears when the great Leviathan is summoned, and the Lord of the Whole gave us new drowned shorewalkers to his fold. But conflict with your peoples is not the answer to our woes. We must look beyond the present and ensure calmer waters, waters in which the future of our race can thrive. Shorewalker, your arrival is a precious gift. I would have you become the first stone in the bridge I hope to build between our peoples, and the rock which blunts the mindless spears of the coral tridents. I pray you, lend us your aid. I swear myself to a noble cause. Psh. Your presence is most welcome, Showwalker. My warriors are eager, but lack the experience to engage such vicious opponents as the coral tridents. We will halt the zealots' advance at the shoreline and begin to repair the damage they have done to our chance at peace. There's much work ahead, but together we can put an end to this meaningless bloodshed. Your reputation is increased to neutral with Novice Clutch. Sahagin beast traffic is now available from few. Furthermore, you can now purchase wares here. Gilling me softly. Violence of a clams, huh? There are many duties that occupy my time here in the nursery, not the least of which is keeping the hatchlings fed. And though there are many fish to be had in the nearby waters, it would be nice to expose my little spawn brothers to more of what the sea has to offer. If you could head over to Moonshade Isle and gather an armful of white-capped clams, it would do much for your standing with a clutch. The clams are a delicacy, you see, but we must often fight off other predators to claim them. Are you up to the task? For this vital errand, I'm sure Pa will be glad to offer you the services of the swiftest Epst. A grateful response, huh? The piracy of the coral tridents continues unabated. They have struck another trading vessel. The merchantman's captain and crew were able to escape in a landing skiff, but they were forced to abandon their ship and its cargo to their attackers. I'm of a mind to see this cargo returned to the shorewalkers. Perhaps it's time you practice a little piracy of your own. Speak with Pa and borrow an Epst. His sea beast will soon reach up to your burdened target. The coral tridents have taken command of a trading vessel. They certainly wasted no time in sending a messenger to boast of their achievement to their brothers in the spawning grounds. If his prideful revelry is allowed to continue, it will only encourage others to follow their example. I propose that you board the captured ship and knock some humility into those merchant hunting fools. How? Show them that not all showwalkers are such easy prey. Begin your demonstration with a rank and file on deck, and their leader will soon appear to challenge you. His defeat at your hands should have the desired effect. The merchantman is on open water, so we will need to ride an Epst to reach it. Take the wind from their sail, finless one. So all the quests are outside. Shame, I would have liked at least one in here in the area. But okay. Okay, first take care of the clams. You go to Moonshade Isle for the clams? I can already taste the succulent clam flesh. The Epst is, by the way, the mount you get for finishing the Beast Tribe quest. Fine, fine, I kill you. Lights right back. Unfortunately, the apps cannot truly swim when you have it as a mount. But you can use it later in Stormblood as a diving tool, so... Well, like any mount, right? A captured merchantman. My apps will have you snapping at its rudder before you've settled in the saddle. Okay. This is for both the same ship, huh? Sneaky treachery, Shorewalker. Come, take the chest. We will not have our spoils. Oh, enough. Okay. So I could do both quests at the same time. Let's return. Okay. First the clams. Have you been to Moonshade Isle? Me see your hole. Psh, this is a rare bounty. You have made many friends within the clutch this day. I will drop these clams in a rock pool to keep them fresh. Cook them? No. They must be eaten raw, Showwalker. Yeah, I'm full of elegant tombstones, I know. Shorka, were you able to steal back the cargo? Thank you. We will deliver these crates ourselves. The crew of a merchantman may be alarmed by our appearance, but we must make an effort to teach them that not all Sahagin desire conflict and chaos. Your lesson was a success. The tale of a humiliation will be apparent to all when they slink back to shore beaten and bloody. This incident reminds me of a recent experience. After a particularly bountiful fishing expedition, I gorged myself on my catch. It wasn't until after I had finished my gluttonous feast that I noticed remains of a mildly poisonous bottom feeder. I was sick for days and have been careful to salt my haul ever since. No, I do not mean to compare you to a bottom feeder. Forget the story. I thank you for your aid, Showwalker. Okay, but that's enough for today, I think. Until next time, when we play more Final Fantasy XIV, I am Ace, and don't get lost.